Welcome to the Apollo Tools section. In this section, we will be learning about the Apollo platform tools available, Apollo developer tools, choosing a development language, and other tools. We have a lot of ground to cover, so let's get started. The Apollo GraphQL platform is divided among three main tools, which we will take a deeper look along with their importance. The Apollo client tool is utilized to consume a GraphQL API. This is accomplished by supporting a variety of front-end web technologies. To list a few: React, Vue, Angular, Ember, and Meteor. The Apollo server, as the name indicates, is a server which interfaces and provides responses back to the client requests. The Apollo engine is a hosted infrastructure software as a service, also known as SaaS. The Apollo engine acts as a middleman between the client and server. The list of capabilities provided are caching, performance reporting, load measurements, error tracking, schema field usage statistics, historical statistics. Last but not least, up to 1 million free requests per month are awarded. It is also the only tool that is not open source and free. None of these tools are dependent within each other. It is also fully compatible with the GraphQL standard specifications. Apollo provides us three tools. Until now, we have not taken a look at any tools that can help and simplify the development process. The time has come for us to take a deeper look at coding. Developing for Apollo Client as a tool is easier if we are able to add to the equation Apollo Boost. The installation is simple and similar to how Apollo server is installed. Once we have the packages installed, we can declare and instantiate the Apollo client. The first step involves creating a link. It is called a link because when creating an Apollo client instance, the parameter utilized for indicating the GraphQL endpoint is aptly named link. The code in the previous and current slide gave us a good starting point. They were also developed in Node.js. It is of tremendous importance to choose a development language. The reason behind it is that this will greatly determine what tools are available for the development process. The tools that are being referred to are available in the Apollo GitHub repository. Selecting the development language is also known as selecting your server library. Why is it also known this way? Because, accurately, you are choosing which server library is to be utilized. The list of supported languages is long and continuously growing. This is great because this removes the limitation of being locked into one language. For example, if you would like to change things a bit, there is no reason for you to have to choose the same language for server and client. Give it some thought. Location for the list of server libraries is listed below. We highly encourage you to navigate towards the link and get very familiar with it. The next step is to select an editor in which you will be spending time developing. Depending on your level of comfortability, you could go from the simplest tool such as Notepad, VI, Vim, up to intermediates such as Atom and Visual Studio Code. The choice is really up to you and your pocket, paid or free versions. Do not be so quick to open up your wallet just yet. Make sure you research how many plugins are available in the editor you are looking into. In other words, choose wisely. You are selecting more than just the editor. You are also selecting the additional tools within that editor that can make your life simpler and much more productive. Once you have made a choice, you can add additional plugins that are GraphQL related. The keyword to type in when searching within the plugins libraries is graph. A couple free choices for development are Atom and Visual Studio Code. Atom and Visual Studio Code are different because in Atom, you cannot execute nor debug code, so it is strictly a text editor, while Visual Studio Code, you can edit, debug, and execute code. We have discussed about the Apollo GitHub repository in previous videos. There are other tools that can be equally useful to us as GraphQLers. These tools are not always available on the Apollo GitHub repository, so keep your options open when looking for additional plugins or tools. GraphQL Editor allows you to create the entities visually so that they can be converted to code by the tool itself. An equally powerful option is to load a GraphQL URL. GraphQL Inspector is a tool that has multiple features such as command line interface, schema coverage based on what parts are used by a schema and by the clients, fragments and operations, validation of operations, and finding duplicates of similar types. This tool is very useful for avoiding the headaches of errors that can surface later in the project. The Apollo Client Developer Tools is a Chrome extension that has the following features: built-in graphical console, query watcher, mutation inspector, and a cache inspector. The Apollo Client Developer Tools Chrome extension works with Apollo Client versions 0.5.18 and above. Apollo CodeGen. It is installed via the command line, and the features it provides are schema introspection, generation of types for query and mutation operations against a schema. Those two features alone are very useful when developing. Code Sandbox is one of those tools that has multiple features that require getting used to. Why? Because it is an online editor allowing for collaboration. It also integrates with Visual Studio Code, creates a container sandbox, which means running code on a server, allows for dashboards for teams, and last is also open source. It is highly encouraged to take a deeper dive to see if this tool is a good fit for you and your team. There is a huge need to check tags inside your queries. This is where this plugin shines because it performs this task for you. This plugin includes settings for the following GraphQL clients: Apollo Client, Relay, Loca, and Frackle. While the only one that interests us for this course is Apollo Client, feel free to make time to learn about the other GraphQL clients.